Hey guys, so today this video is going to be a little different. Usually I do voiceovers, but I'm going to show you how to water marble today, and it'll just be easier just to do me talking straight in the video. So these are what your nails will kind of look like. They're obviously going to be completely different than mine. But what you need is a little cup. I'm just using a glass, like little glass jar that we put candles in that I got all the candle wax out, and I'm just using that because it's small. You don't want something that's really big because the polish won't spread out nice, and it'll actually spread out too far. You'll also need in the jar or cup or whatever you're using, you'll need room temperature water. Now I use bottled water. I've used sink water before. I just put it in a cup and just left it sit there. I honestly don't think there's a difference. If sink water doesn't work for you, then I would definitely suggest using bottled water. You'll also need white nail polish. White nail polish makes your colors stand out. If you can use color for the base, but your colors won't be as vibrant. And then you'll need a couple things of nail polish. I use 3 for these ones. You can use more, you can use less, but you need at least 2. You'll also need a toothpick. I already did my nails, so my toothpick's a little dirty. I actually might get a new one. Here's my toothpick. I'm gonna find a new one quick. And then you'll also need some nail polish remover, and this is really messy, so I suggest using some tape, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. Oh, and some Q-tips and nail polish remover, because did I already say nail polish remover? I don't remember. Well, if I didn't, you need nail polish remover and a Q-tip. Okay. Now that I have all the stuff that you need. Okay, so these are what they're going to look like. This is what I have on my other hand. I already did my pinky and my ring finger and my thumb. I left these 2 to show you what to do. Okay, so base coat and 2 coats of white. And you let that dry. You don't have to let it dry completely, but I would definitely not want it wet like you just did it. And then, since this is really messy, you don't have to do this, but I recommend doing it. Take a piece of tape and put it across your cuticle, across your finger, and just wrap it around. And then, oops, and then take another piece. My dog chewed my tape, so it's really hard to rip the pieces off. And then take another piece and put it underneath your nail, and then take it up the side. You can get it as close to your nail as you want. I don't recommend getting it too close, because then the nail polish doesn't get onto your nail. It actually leaves a white spot like this finger. So that's what your fingers should look like. You can do all your fingers at once, but if you're trying this for the first time, I would suggest doing 1 finger at a time, because once you have all your fingers taped, it is really hard to pick things up and maneuver things, and I just recommend using 1 at a time. Okay, so then you have your little jar here, and you're going to take nail polish, and you want nail polish that will spread out across the water, and you'll see what I mean in a second. And it works best if you use a really thin nail polish, something that drips. So what you'll do is take it and drip it in the center of the water, and it'll spread out across the water like that. Oh, I dropped some on the corner, but that's okay. And then you take your second color and you drip that in the center again, in the center of where your polish spreads out. And I dropped more in the corner, but that's still okay. And then you take your third color and drip that again. And then you just keep building a bullseye with the same colors. You don't have to do it in the same order. I suggest doing it in the same order because I think it comes out better. So you just keep doing that. Oh, that was a lot. That's okay. And then once you have your bullseye all finished, oh, and try to work as fast as you can because the nail polish does dry pretty quick on top of the water. And then what I do for almost every time I do water marble nails, I take it from the center and I pull it out to the corners like that. And then I wipe the nail polish off because you will have extra nail polish on your, what is this called? A toothpick. And then from there you take it and just kind of go back and forth across. You can seriously do it any way you want. You don't have to do it this way. This is just the way that works the best for me. And then I take it and just pull it through like that. So then you have this little design here. And then you're going to take your taped finger and you're going to dip it into the polish this way. So flat against the water with your nail. And you just find a spot. I like this spot right here. And you just dip it straight down in. Okay. And then once you have that done, you're going to blow on the surface of the water to dry the nail polish that's already there. If you don't dry the nail polish, when you take your finger out, it'll actually like wrap around your finger and then it'll mess your nail up. So I would say about 5-10 seconds blowing on the top of the water. And then take either a toothpick or I use a cotton ball or cotton swab, and you just wipe away the nail polish from the surface of the water. And if it doesn't dry all the way, just keep blowing on it again. And make sure you get all of it, or, well, not all of it, but most of it. You obviously won't be able to get all of it, but that's okay. And then slowly lift your nail out of the water. And there's your nail. You see that? There we go. That's what it'll look like. And then this is, I don't know if you're supposed to do this. This is what I do. I actually shake the water off of my finger because it gets caught in the tape and it just is really wet. So shake it off if you want. You don't have to. You can let it dry. And then take some scissors and be extremely careful. I am not reliable if you chop your finger off. Take it and cut the tape. And be really careful. Like, seriously. I don't want any fingers chopped off. And then once you cut it, I don't even know if that was in frame. But I just cut the back part of the tape here, if I wasn't in frame. And then you just peel, oops, you just peel it off really carefully. Try not to touch your nail because it will take the nail polish off. So there we go. That's all off. And then, as you can see, there is, if my camera will focus, there is nail polish on your cuticles. You will not be able to keep your finger completely clean even if you use tape. But I highly recommend using tape because I will show you what it'll look like if you don't use tape on my next nail. So you can clean that up right away. I let mine dry a little bit just because it's stuck to the rest of your nail. So I just let it dry, and then when I'm done I clean up everything else. Alright, so now I'm going to do this again and show you what it'll be like if you don't use tape around your finger. So once again, you just build your bullseye with your nail polish. Oh, that was a lot. It's actually better if you do use a lot. It's kind of a waste of nail polish, but I think it's totally worth it. It looks awesome. And I really would not recommend using like a $17 bottle of nail polish. Even an $8 bottle of nail polish I wouldn't recommend. Just use something really cheap that's pretty thin, especially if it's your first time, because you will not be able to do this your first time most likely. Unless I'm giving you excellent instruction and you can do this your first time, then that will make me super happy. Alright. So, here's my bullseye. I'm going to take my toothpick, pull it to the corners. Well, I guess there's no corners in this jar, but you know what I mean. And then across. And then take it and pull it through like that. And now this, sorry, this is my middle finger. I'm not trying to flick anyone off. No tape, just my nail. I'm going to dip it in. And then, oh no, there we go. And then just wipe away the extra polish, like I showed you before. And pull your finger out, shake it off, and that's what your finger would look like if you don't use tape. And that's why I showed you how to use tape, because this is a pain in the butt to remove. I do it right away once I take my finger out. As you can see, there's a bubble there, you can pop that. Do it right away once the nail polish is still wet. Try to get a lot of it off, or most of it at least. This will make it a lot easier to clean up with nail polish remover. If you like being messy, then I suggest not using tape, but if you don't want to spend 8 hours cleaning up your nail, I recommend using some tape. And then, now that I am done, before I top coat, I'm going to clean up my cuticles with some nail polish remover and a cotton swab. All I do is just rub it off. And this is the messy finger. As you can see, if you're careful, I've done this like a million times, so I'm a pro. Just kidding. But really, I've done this a million times, so I'm making it look a lot easier than what it actually is. Alright, so that's partially cleaned up, as you can see. Still have some nail polish all over. And then the nail that you used the tape on, see, it's nice and, if my camera will focus, it's nice and clean. You don't really have to, just kidding, that's the wrong finger. This finger is still nice and clean. And my camera is not focusing. Focus. There we go. Still, not that messy. Still super easy to clean. It's not a big deal, and if you're extremely lazy and you don't feel like cleaning your cuticles or taking the time to clean your cuticles, and especially if you do your nails at night, you can just let the nail polish dry on your finger. I don't recommend this, but if you're lazy or just don't feel like doing it, you can leave it dry on your finger, and then when you get a shower it will just peel right off. So that's what they look like. And then once you're done, find my top coat, and then once you're done you just want to use some top coat because you don't want your pretty design to not stay. Okay, so be really careful when you're top coating. You don't want to smear your design. If you don't use a lot, like I'm using a generous amount, like you can see it actually dripping off my brush, because I don't want to smear Alright, and then you let that dry, and then that's what your nails will look like. Here's my left hand, and here's my right hand. They look different because this hand I didn't use as much nail polish, and then this one I used a lot of nail polish, as you saw, like it dripped like crazy out of the bottle. So there they are. They both look pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I explained this enough for you to be able to do it yourself. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.